Now, this is going to be kind of touchy sounding. We have a lot of controversy in the United States about these things, certain populations and whatever. But I just want to say that if you look back from like the time we were little kids and we saw what the past was, which was the 50s and 60s, it wasn't a whole lot different as far as the towns, the cities, the places you go. Sure, they didn't dress as nice as they did in the 50s, but they still by the 80s, men were still walking around with hats and jackets and dressed up, like in New York City. So the cultural shift from that to today, a businessman walking around in tennis shoes or showing up with the sweatpants on because it's casual Friday, but that's a bad example because that's old school too. But you know what I mean? Just the lack of professionalism in the look, but it's not seen as lack of profession. So we had to change the way we see what is acceptable in some pretty dramatic ways. And then on top of that, we've seen our cities in some areas and towns become unrecognizable simply because of more people moving in that are not similar to the people that already live there, I guess is the most plain way you can say it. And so there's a part of this whole thing going back and looking at it that even though we've had to change and we've adapted, we've also somehow lost something huge. And that's sort of our version of, and there's really no way to say this without somebody labeling me on it, but our world of America as it was roughly between our experience, say 70s when we're cognizant enough to register it, up until perhaps around the time as late as Y2K. I mean, it was getting toxic. We start at that time a little bit, but man, it took off. And then it not only got crazy, but it went in so many directions. And then we have new populations. And so it's like, I don't know. I miss that America. And I
I
don't know
miss
how
it
to say that
too.
without saying without somebody saying, "Oh, you want to get rid of it?" No, no, I don't want to do that.
Right,
I want
when
more
you say
Americans.
you miss the America that I loved, the first response is, "You want slavery again?" No, I
No,
don't.
we weren't alive in the 60s
I don't
or
want that.
before,
I miss
so that
America
wouldn't be it.
when we were all united as Americans, not the divided states of America, and I think that started changing with college professors being, you know, communists may perhaps,
Mhm.
but they taught it when I was in college in the '80s, kind of anti-Americanism, but I think we came out of that with, "That guy was full of shit." We just got our grade, but then generations after us started listening to that and just agreeing, "Yeah, America does suck," not knowing there's not knowing anywhere else. You've never been anywhere else, you just know where you're at sucks. Kinda stupid.
There's a lot to unpack there.
It's aggravating to see it happen 'cause it's my America too.
Yeah, my America too, and that's the thing too, is that and here I go this is gonna sound like again, this is gonna fall right in the trap of all the current politics going on. Here I go, Dearborn, Michigan. But,
Yeah.
but when a town changes like that, does it do it on purpose or is that okay? But is that America? I mean, it's such a different kind of thing to encounter in the United
Dearborn,
States with
that is
yeah,
not America at all.
well, again, right, and maybe we'll talk more about that particular thing later